Hello everyone, my name is Valentina Vargas. I did the experiment film of the group project. I will be talking about the narrative, the point of view, the themes, and the composition and image. So some of the narratives that I noticed in the original one was that it was 3 points of views. In this one they had a doctors, professors, guards, and prisoners, as well as the lover of the main character, Dick, which is the guy you guys see focused in this scene. And then in here it seemed that the focus also focused more on the actual experiment, unlike the new one, which I will be talking about in the next slide. In this one, the doctors or professors were actually looking at the experiment, observing. We were able to see that they were actually doing the database, and the guards and the prisoners behaved. While in the new one, this one seemed like there was no doctors at all, or professors. And here we just saw the view from the guards and the prisoners, which in here this is Travis, which is the main character of this film. And here the story seemed to follow him more too as well. In the previous one, the main character is there, but at the same time we kind of like get more of what's going on in there and not just focusing the story on him. And then in here the actual experiment seemed more real because there was cameras, which I will talk about in the composition, but in here like the viewers saw everything that was going on. There was a lot of more like high angles shown in here. And then, as I mentioned, the point of view for the original film, it was coming from the doctors, the guards, and the prisoners. The main guard that was being in here was Baruch, the guy you guys see kind of like next to the doctor there. I mean the professor there, which he was also one of the main ones in there. And here also the doctors or professors, I forgot which is which, but in this one the doctors and the professors, they were actually speaking to the guards and the prisoners as they were making notes and stuff on and commenting on like how they felt during a certain situation. Like when in a particular scene was when someone, I think it was the main character, Tarek, was asked why he had to step away, and that and there you were able to see that he was like kind of defending the other guys because he wanted to get paid, but also saying that he wanted to well, basically he was saying that he wanted to be out, but which in reality he didn't. It's just that the guard bearers out because he wasn't obeying his orders. While in one by the USA, the point of view in here, we never really see the professors or the doctors. We always just see that the camera is like seeing them, but we never have like an actual physical character that stays with them throughout the movie. We just see them kind of at the beginning. And then in here it seems kind of like that the prisoners are on their own. The guards, they just want the prisoners to obey, and they do use violence, which is one of the rules, that they are not allowed to use violence. While in the previous film, the original one by the Germans, in there the doctor, one of the doctors, Judah, she actually tells like the professor that is conducting the experiment that they have to do something about it because the guards were starting to act violent towards the prisoners because they were rebelling against their orders. And then in this one, like, also the prisoners are rebelling against the guards, but there is no one actually there that like seems to care what's happening. They just kind of let a free will, I guess you could say, of let anything happen and see what their behavior is like. And then themes that I thought were like both in the original and the remake one of the USA, it provided that this humans carried away with the position that they receive. Like, if like there's an authority figure, they automatically want to their mind like makes them think that what's it called, that they must like follow them. And then also since they have higher power, they want to rebel against them. So like they know that this is just a mocking trial, that it's not really real, that it's just like an experiment that these people are doing, and that they would get paid because they need the money. And then they prove that the guards, like, because of their uniform, they think they feel more entitled and more powered because of their uniform. And then they want the prisoners to follow them because I think that acts kind of like symbolism in a way that they're entitled, like they're allowed to be in that position. The composition, I like the composition in like both the films. They used a lot of rule of thirds, which is something that's in photography. Like in this image, you can see like how it's perfectly aligned between the prisoners, like the main guard that is kind of like the villain of the film, and like the other guards that kind of like listen to him. Also the camera shots in here, the main character, he has like some glasses, which in the remake one there's no glasses, but in this one, because of the glasses, then we're able to see from the point of view of the main character, Tarek. And then in here there is a lot more settings within like the prison place. Like they're locked up in their cells, and then they have separate rooms for the dinner or for like their duties and stuff. There is a lot of film speed, and then we get a lot of wide angles too. And in the new one, right here they also use the rule of thirds. This one shows it really clearly, like how the guards also stand out on like straight in one line, and then the main guy or villain of this part is also kind of like in the middle between the guards and the prisoners. But in here they use a lot of like thermal cameras, and that's like when they have like the night vision and stuff. And then in here a lot of the angles were taken from a higher view, and this one kind of showed it more from like the outside, because it had a point of views, I guess you could say. And then there was some close-ups, like when it was showing the main emotion of main characters, like when they were getting either angry or they were feeling fear and stuff. But overall, the composition of the films were very similar in style. And I think all of that I have. These are just some of the sources, which are just the films. But that's it. Thank you.